Good morning. The Old Fisherman back with you. Lake Monticello once again. Hey, we're going to try to catch some more of these white perch. I'm starting this morning with a little bit different rig. I got a ultralight set up here with 2 jigs on it with no spoon. I got a Mr. Crappy jig at the bottom and a You Got to Love It at the top. And we are going to try to catch some doggone white perch with it without the spoon and see what happens. We're trying something different this morning with a little 6-pound test ultralight with 8 pound between them. And we're going to see if we can catch some of these doggone white perch just like that. We're simplifying things a little bit. I was getting set up, so I pushed way back from where I really want to be. I want to be right back up here. So I'm pulling right back up here right quick. And see if we can get back on some of these white perch up here this morning. Beautiful morning. Hey, it's Thursday. I caught a few fish yesterday, had a fairly good day. Made 2 little short videos, and I've already published both of them. But we're back in the same area, and I hate it that y'all probably think I'm doing the same thing, but I did change up a little bit with this ultralight. Old Bruce wrote me this morning and said you ought to try 2 jigs at one time, and I used to do that all the time. And so now I'm giving Mr. Crappy another chance. We haven't been fishing Mr. Crappy in a while, and I'm putting Mr. Crappy back up here, and we're gonna see if it'll make a difference. Get back up here where I want to fish. I was tying some stuff on and it drifted me way back. So hey, I don't know if there's anything here or not. We're gonna try it though. On Lake Monticello once again. You got to love it. The Old Fisherman. The Old Fisherman's telling so many stories he's running out of stories though. So I had to think of something before the day's over. Hopefully. We're gonna drop this baby down and see if we can catch some of these white perch out here in about 30 foot of water. Hey, they were in here yesterday. They were just hard to catch. I woke up late. For some reason, when I woke up, I don't set an alarm clock. When I woke up, the doggone sun was up. I don't know what happened to Old Fisherman. I'm just now getting here. I should have been here an hour ago. So that's not good to come fishing late. It's just not good, especially in hot weather. You got to hit them quick. If you don't hit them quick, you might not get them. And I mean, that's the way it is. And right now, there's a bite, there's a bite, there's a bite. One hit it already. One hit it. Getting down here close to where we need to be. One hit it. See if we can get a nutting going. I don't know what size I'll be in here today. I had a couple nice fish in here yesterday. But I had to find them. I got on them and caught a few and they quit. Then I had to move around. I got on another little batch and then they quit. So they don't stay biting long. Once you get on them, they don't stay biting long. You got to hit them while you can. And right now, I ain't even seeing nothing coming. When I drove over it, I set up everything, there was a bunch of fish down there, but I don't know what happened to them. I got off of them again. I got to get my bearings. Got to get my bearings. See if we can bring them in here again. Hey, there's a bite, there's a bite, there's a bite. Oh, Lake Monticello. We got one anyhow. Hey, we got one. If we don't catch a nothing, he ain't no big one, but he hit Mr. Crappy. Said, I ain't seen Mr. Crappy in a while. I ain't put Mr. Crappy on. I've been messing with gut shrimp. So they're small fish though. Now you got to love it jig at the top. It's a little bit bigger, but hey, I got one of them at the top. So what we doing is we trying a different approach. Instead of a spoon and 2 jigs, instead of just 1 jig, we got 2 jigs alone is what we doing. I just got a barrel swivel with 2 lines going off of it. Ain't nothing fancy. And with a little tiny rod, and there he goes again. We got a nut, and this time might have 2. Hey, this time might have 2 on Lake Monticello. I don't know what we got. Nice on whatever he is. Better set my drag loose. I ain't got but 8 pound between them and 6 pound on the top line, so I got to be careful, people. That's a pretty good fish. I don't know what he is. I might have something snagged. I don't know what I got. I might have 2. How about 1 snagged and 1 at the bottom? So we got 2. This little rod ain't gonna pick more than 2 up at a time, that's for sure. 2 big ones we might have to dip. But these are medium-sized white perch. Hey, it ain't good to have them snagged with the You Got to Love It jig though. He must not have liked it. He hit at it and then missed it, and I snagged it. So, hey, that ain't a good sign. Let me see if I can get him off of that. I got him hooked through the belly. Oh, gone. That joker's got it. Hey, these are medium sized. These ain't jumbo magnum delights like we want, though. I can tell you that. I mean, it might be some mixed in there amongst them. gonna find out, that's for sure. But hey, we out here enjoying our retirement per se, and I know y'all tired of hearing me that. I'm rubbing it in, and I shouldn't be. Hey, but I worked hard for it. Let me tell you, I worked 40-something years. That's a long time. Hey, day, and I'm glad I ain't got no more electrical plans to figure out and no more ditch digging. All that other good stuff that goes along with work and all that running conduit and hanging light fixtures. That's hard work, people. If you don't think that ain't hard work, you wrong. And there they are again. Boy, they hitting now. They hitting these two jigs. Hey, that might be the way to go. That's pretty good fish right there. Hey, that's pretty good fish. We might sit here, we might be come up with something different here now. And I mean, doggone, I can't hardly lift them up with this little rod. This is an ultralight. This ain't no bass rod like I was using with the three rig. This is an ultralight. This is a smaller rod than what I'm using with the one. So, hey, I got to be careful. That's a nice fish right there, people. That's a nice Monticello perch, and there's a medium size. Hey, you can't complain about that. I'm throwing fish in there and getting all my battery packed all wet. I got to watch myself. Old Fisherman got to watch himself. I've been messed up all my system back here. But anyhow, hey, we having a good time, enjoying life and loving life on Lake Monticello. Sun, pretty, no boats around whatsoever. It's done got too hot for a lot of people to go fishing. There's a few out here. Hey, people can't stand this heat. And look here, fish are biting too. I mean, they bite. Hey, they crushing it. They crushing it this morning. I mean, they hitting that thing. They hitting it way up too. They hitting it, boy. The bottom is covered, people. The bottom is covered, and you got to love it. Oh my, holy Monticello. Great day. I mean, the bottom is covered. They ought to not be letting it get down. They ought not let it be getting down. There he goes. Oh, they hit it. It must be little. What in the world? You notice now, first couple bite real good, then they start bumping it. When they start bumping it is when they fixing to quit, is what normally been happening. I can't take that quitting. Only thing I don't like about this little spinning rod is wanting to tangle, the lines want to twist up on it. That ain't good. This light line, easy to twist up. And it is. It's easy to twist up. And right there would be a good reason to have braid on this, I reckon. I said I hate braid, but it wouldn't twist. Too bad. I can't even get it down, I don't think it's getting to the bottom without one hitting. Hey, yeah. See, we get two. Hey, yeah. Doggone, I believe. No, I still got it. I got one. Ain't got two, though. Just one. He's a nice one. A nice Monticello. White perch on You Got to Love It jig. And I do have to love it. Jig don't look quite right sitting on the hook, though. I'll be honest with you. It ain't quite got its look. But hey, we're going to leave him on there for a little bit. Drop him back down Lake Monticello once again Thursday. And nobody much out here. I see a few around. I see a lot of people catfishing. I'm going to try to take y'all one day catfishing with for little blues. Little blues with worms or cut bait are out deeper. They are like 70 foot of water out toward the dam. And there's a way you can catch them little baby blues. And I'm going to try to show you how to do that. Might do it today before it's over with. I don't know if I got enough film. And I doubt if I'm going to have enough film because it looks like the perch are biting. Hey, they biting the 2 rig and I ain't going. I tell you, yesterday I watched back that film. How many times did I mess up putting that 3 rig out? People, every time I put the 3 rig out, I quit catching fish. I am not doing it today, and I said it in the film yesterday and turn around and eat my own words several times. Why I done that, I don't know. You got these fish going with a system. You better stick with it and don't get cocky and try to get greedy. You get greedy, they quit. It's that simple. Them suckers are smart. Hey, but we got them outsmarted right now. Oh, Lord. We got them outsmarted right now, and it is so much fun catching them on this little tiny Fenwick ultralight. My goodness. I might have to dip some. My goodness. Huh? I got to dip these two jumbo Magnum Delight. I'll break this little rod. My goodness. 2 at a time dipping them. I'm scared I'm going to break the line of rod. That's good ones. Huh? Them's good ones. You got to love it. The Old Fisherman's having them a large time. And these perch, I have refound them. And they used to be over here in the summer all the time. And I hadn't been trying it, but guess what? They here today. And they here big time. They here big time right now. Hey, you seen them though yesterday. You can lose them suckers in a blink of an eye. You can lose these suckers. They will leave you and say goodbye and you don't know where they went. It's like somebody opened up a hole in the bottom of the lake and they gone. And I done seen it happen too many times. I'm telling you, I don't like a spinning rod though, people. I'm telling you, these spinning rods just wrap up too bad. The line twists too bad when you catch some good fish on a spinning rod. But they there, and I'm telling you, they there, and we gonna catch them. We gonna catch them. Ain't but one that time. Hey, I feel slighted. Ain't but one that time. He ain't that big. I hate to throw him back. I noticed too when I throw him back, they run all crippled. And guess what? Fish quit biting. I done seen that happen too much, and I got to watch that. I leave to keep them. I'll just scale them in. Hey, them little bitty ones eat good whole. You don't fillet them. But man, they kind of like them little baby catfish. I'm gonna tell you people, the smaller the fish, the better they taste. Don't you think that ain't true? Boy, the bottom's covered with fish. How many thousands of them down there? I ain't lying. How many thousands? Look at that. Look at that. Huh? Look at that. You think I ain't laying it to them right now? You wrong. Huh? You gotta love it. Old Fisherman's having him the time of his life. Oh my. And hey, that's a good one. What? That's a good one. Doggone, I hope he don't break off. Come in here. Do it, Fenwick. He ain't broke yet. Hey, we like break Fenwick. We don't watch it. That's a small rod. This here's a small rod, people. And that sucker knows it's fun to catch a fish with. Oh my. Huh? They hitting all these jigs. I don't need the daggone gut shrimp right now. I'm gonna save my money. Ain't no need of me put in on gut shrimp and use all that money when I got a pile of you gotta love it jigs and a pile of Mr. Crappies in there. Huh? Ain't no need of me use no gut shrimp right now. I'm telling you right now, you don't have to have a gut shrimp right now. All you got to do is throw it down there and reel it up and want to take it. My goodness. They not even letting it get down. I'll be honest with you, I ain't even made it to the bottom last couple drops. Them jokers are hitting it before it gets down. And this line is aggravating me to death. Twisting up like a doggone. Oh, he's on it right now. I know he is. See that? Doggone, they hitting it. They following it up. They still hitting it. Oh Lord, I got above them now. They won't let it go down. I got 2 8-ounce heads is what I got. So that's 1/4 ounce is all the weight I got. I got no lead on it. See, well, I've been putting lead above it. No lead on it today. And they ain't letting it get down. The fish ain't letting it get down. Every time it tries to go through them, they're taking it. They're holding it up. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Huh? Oh my. Huh? Oh my. You gotta love it. Summertime perch fishing at its finest. They not all jumbo Magnum delights, but they sure are the delight to catch. Hey, anytime you catching fish this fast, it's fun. I'd love to have me a couple kids in the boat right now. You know they'd be having them a large time. My goodness. The more people you got dropping jigs when you get on them, the better it is. It holds them fish. That's why you see me, I got to have it fast going. You got to have it going down there fast and keep them interested or they'll swim off or a school of shad might come by and they follow them away is what I think's happening. They follow them away, they're looking for food and you better keep them activated and interested. That's all I got to say. This line is really aggravating me though. I don't mind telling you. Hey, but as soon as I throw it down one nail, huh? As soon as I throw it down one nail, we ain't got time to tell a story. I go to tell a story, I can't concentrate on fishing. Now, hey, I got a pretty good mind, but it ain't great. And it's hard to focus and keep going with 2 different things going at one time. I might have to tell y'all a story in another video. I don't know, I might break down and tell one in a minute. Hey, right now, we ain't gonna back up on these suckers. We've been backing up talking stories and not catching them. Today, I'm focusing and I'm gonna try to put it to them. Huh? I'm trying to, and I'm excited. People, y'all, I know I'm acting like a wild man because I'm excited. Hey, I like to get excited with fishing. There ain't another thing better. Ain't nothing excites me more. Whoa! He about took it out of my hand right at the top of the water. So he hit one of them other jigs way up here high, and that's probably the bigger fish. That's generally the way it works. Look at that. 2 at a time, and I got the old good one on the You Got to Love It jig that I made, and I got plenty of them too. Hey, that one right there's been soaking in a fish meal for about ever since before we went to the beach. So, hey, if it's any scent to be got, it ought to be got. I'm telling you right now, I was going to throw that in back, but hey, I'm scared to. I'm scared they'll run off with him. I know how these fish operate. Throw them back if you want to. You might not catch no more. People, they biting today. I think we got a little rain coming in this afternoon. Always ahead of a rain front. Always. The day ahead or that day before a front comes in that evening, they will bite every time. It's something about a front. Right now we're in between the moons. What I've always said about the moons ain't applying today. I said full moon, new moon. Well, we're right in between the moons, and hey, they're biting right now. But now, hey, they hadn't been biting. It might be that front causing this. Who knows? All I know is they out there and they killing it. I mean, some good ones, huh? This thing's wearing me out. Oh my! Y'all see it? Look at this. Y'all see it? The Old Fisherman's having him a time of his life, huh? Great day, and but if I'd have woke up early, my plan was to go buy me some herring and go make a video, catch a couple of rockfish, and I couldn't have caught the 5. This is so much more fun, huh? This is so much more on an ultralight. Man, that's like catching 2-pound bass on a bass rod. And you catching 2 and 3 in that size on an ultralight. Hey, and they ain't even come close to messing up my You Got to Love It jig. How many am I going to be able to catch? And that doggone Mr. Crappie jig's tough too now. Hey, don't think that sucker ain't tough, because it is. But they put a damage on him. I tell you, I ain't got no more of this pink and greens, but they love. I'm telling y'all people, they love this pink and green over here. It's not a chartreuse, it's a green. I found that one, and I got to find me some more pink and greens. I noticed that this winter they was hitting them pink and greens real good. They ain't that pink and chartreuse too, or yellow, but that pink and green is good right now for sure. Man, we on some fish, huh? I'm excited. I'm telling you, there ain't nothing excites me no more than this than Miss Deborah. That's the only thing. I'm gonna tell you right now. Now, Miss Deborah does excite the Old Fisherman. You got to know that. That is one good-looking redhead. Anyhow, hey, his line is sure messing up. I know that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That ain't good. Uh-oh. They're fading away. They're fading away. I got a feeling this is bad. They're fading away. You know what happens when they fade away? That's it. It's like the doors open in the bottom of the lake and they're gone. But hey, I got a bite. Still got a bite, but they're fading away. Maybe I can bring them back. Maybe I can bring them back. Oh, there's a, oh Lord. Hey, I'm gonna jerk my hand. I'm having wrist problem. I jerk so much my doggone wrist is going to hurt now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I tell you what, it's bad to I keep wanting to go and it hurts. Hey, but I'm a fighter now. I promise you. The Old Fisherman is a fighter. I've been a fighter all my life. Oh, golly. Man, they're hitting it, but they ain't taking it. And that's always a sign they're fixing to quit. And messing up a doggone little, Mr. Crappie. You Got to Love is hanging in there. But the Mr. Crappie's getting a little weak on me. I don't know if I pulled off of them, and I should have threw out a buoy, and I never do. I told you I don't like to throw out a buoy. You don't really have to. But sometimes it ain't a bad idea. Way as far as you can throw that sucker, and that gives you an idea about where you're at without maybe scaring the fish away. Hey, there's a couple coming back in. There's fish out here now. I done caught them here before many years back, this time of year, and they come in here this time of year. It's funny how in the winter they at one place, and then in the spring there was another place. Now in the summer they moving back kind of where they were in the winter, only in a shallower area. So it's amazing how these fish move. from one side of this lake to the other, and they ain't doing a thing for calling bait. That's all they do. But they will. Them suckers, that's the highway out yonder. On the other side of the highway is where I've been catching them, way over yonder. Now, they're on this side of the highway, and now, they bite, but they ain't taking it, and I'm telling you, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. They're getting uninterested. Hey, we caught a good many, but I ain't ready to quit. I can tell you that. I ain't ready to quit. I need to catch me some more of these little tiny catfish, because I'm thinking about another batch of catfish for supper tomorrow night. These perch I'm catching now is not really fillet size. They almost too little to fillet, but some of them are. Some of them fillet size. And ain't nothing wrong with a fillet about the size of a shrimp. Now that's good eating too. You don't over fry it. But them little fillets really are better than beer batter. You can coat that, mix that stuff with beer, and then you dip them fillets down in that beer batter. Let me tell you something, people. That's some good eating. Now they tapping it and they ain't taking it. It's the way they quit. This is exactly what happens when fish quit, is they start bumping it and tapering down, and they do it every time you get on them. There's a starting point and a quitting point, and I'm scared. Unless I can get them riled back up, we at the quitting point. And normally, when I'm out there deep, there's one that might rile them back up. When I'm fishing deep, I beat on the boat, but I'm kind of scared of that 20-something foot of water beating on the boat. Things like that ain't been working. Now that's a little fish right there. That fish is too little to keep, and I got to throw him way out there. He'll be going to run out and scared all my fish up. Hey, there comes a couple though. Hey, that's what it takes. You get one coming up, and the rest of them say, "Whoa, where's he going? I'm gonna get some of his food he's getting," and that's the way you catch him. And the more jigs you got on, the more at a time, the better. And I'm going to tell y'all something. They make a rig called a Sabisky rig. And it's getting to the time of the year where these little tiny shad is going to start, they're hatching out already. Oh, I got to knock the doggone line. But they're hatching out already, these shad. And so they're going to start feeding on little tiny, tiny shad. A lot smaller than what I'm fishing with here. A lot smaller. And what that's going to do is, you want to use a smaller jig. Is what that's going to do. And so a Sabisky rig is made out of beads and just a feather, plastic looking. It looks like a jig, a little tiny minnow, a little tiny minnow. And they make them in different sizes. But you can put on a Sabisky rig. They come where they got 4 little jigs on it, and then you got a place for your spoon at the bottom, or lead, or whatever you want to get that mess down there with. And hey, you can catch them suckers. I'll be catching 5 at a time then. And I got to buy me a Sabisky rig, because I know it's getting the time of year. Summertimes when you catch them on them, when they're hitting on them little tiny shad. And but all the shad I've been getting out of their bellies here lately is still big. So they still hitting on the big shad. But all them little babies shad that's just been hatched or get out here in schools, and that's what they start zeroing in on it. And when they'll spit them up, they ain't no bigger than a doggone eraser on a pencil or smaller. And that, my friend, is what you got to do to keep going with these fish. When they change the size of the bait, you got to change the size of your bait. Now, right now, we've lost it. And this line is really aggravating me. Apparently, it's, I don't know, it ought not be twisting like that, but it is. And I got a swivel on it, but I ain't helping. And we done got off of it. Hey, I ain't got deep. I'm deep. I'm 34 foot. I'm deep. See if I get back up here on the shallow ridge, see if they're back there. I lost them. They gone. Listen, that fish finder don't lie. Let me tell you, when you start catching the fish, it ain't that great finding fish. I mean, it's okay. If they stir it up, you can find them. But if they're laying on that bottom and you find you a little hump, and you turn around, you go back, you drop your jigs down, or you tap on the boat, if they don't stir up, then they ain't there. But if they stir up, or you catch one and he stirs, the rest of them stirs up, you own them. It's that simple. That's all you got to do. If you see a bunch of stuff and you driving around, man, look at the fish, normally 9 out of 10 times it ain't what you looking for. It's shad, carp, all kind of other junk. It ain't what you're looking for. After a while of playing with these fish and playing with your fish finder, you can tell if you on perch, if you on largemouth bass, if you on stripers, what size they are. You learn that thing and you can tell what you own. And it's all about catching fish and experimenting while you, and paying attention is the biggest thing. When you looking at that fish finder and you catching a certain type of fish, you need to be paying attention to what everything looks like and making a mental note of what that fish finder looks like at the point that you catching them and what kind of fish they are. Then you start learning the difference in between the fishes that you are fishing for and looking for. You can look at it and tell when you drop down there. But I'm telling you, most of the time, you find them after you stop. You don't find them when you're looking for them. You find them, you stop and fish at a hump. It goes off on each side. And if them fish are laying around that hump, you stop and fish it, and that's when they show up. That's an important tip, people. You guys that want to come out here, turn on your fish finder and enjoy looking at fish, swim by under your boat. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you ain't going to take none home, not many. Unless they stirred up, you ain't going to see them a lot of times. Now, stripers and stuff like that, you can. The bigger fish scatter out more between them. The bigger the fish, the more separation you got between the fish, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The bigger the fish, the more separation on your fish finder in depth that you got in between the fish. The smaller the fish, the tighter the group. Remember that. You take a group of shad, they all together. You got this big old, my fish finder be big old yellow blob. Well, that's shad. Then when you start getting fish in there and you see different waves in it, yellows and orange, all mixed up purples, them fish, them's what you're looking for. And they got little blues separation, blues hooks, they small perch. And they're not a lot of them. When they group up and get a pile of them small perch become yellow oranges on a fish finder, on a colored fish finder. And in them largemouths, you get on a point, a hump with largemouth, you'll see different individual hooks separated. Them's largemouth. And the stripers will do the same thing. The small stripers now run in schools and the big ones, but the smaller they are, the more they run in that tighter school, just like these white perch. We used to catch them huge rock stripers on Lake Murray. I mean, it was a group out there. You catch them, they was in the 15 to 40, 50 pound range at one time back in the 70s and 80s. And you could take these big old bucktails, chunk them out. I mean, they were heavy, 1 ounce, 3/4 or bigger. And the bigger the better. And just yo-yo them in on a big rod. Now that was work. You let that thing go to the bottom, it's kind of yo-yo, and it would swim up and fall back down. And them big stripers would eat it, slam up. And them was big fish. You could take, that one time I was out there, and I decided, hey, I went and caught me some shell crackers. And this ain't no lie. And I caught one bass. And I said, them suckers, I had 2 hooks tied together between the line, and I put one big old hook through his bottom lip up and one behind his fin on a largemouth bass that probably weighed 1.5 pounds, just to see if a big rockfish would take that thing. And I got out there in the middle of Lake Murray on the ridge where the big rockfish live, about 35 foot of water, that was about 35 foot of water. And I dropped that bass down. He wouldn't go down. I couldn't get enough lead on him to pull him down. He's so big. So all I do, I hit him over the head. I hit his head. Oh, there's one. I hit his head over the boat. Knocked him crazy. Put him on. That sucker was going down, shaking and going on. By the time I got it about 15, 20 foot down, I felt that line go doom, doom, doom. And I hit the button and let the line go out. And that fish took off like he was like you hooked your line to a train. Took off. And I finally set the hook on that fish. Look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him, 2 Monticello monsters, magnums, delights. But anyhow, I finally set the hook on that fish, and that sucker, I played him, and I got him in. He weighed 30 pounds, and I caught a 30-pound rockfish on a largemouth bass, using him for bait. The bass was so big he wouldn't go down, and what the old fisherman do, he hit him over the head, knocked him crazy, and he couldn't go down, and he was in that dying mode. And buddy, that rockfish and held him, big ones. I've caught a lot of big rockfish like that. We used to use shell crackers. Hey, back in the day, back then, I don't even know if it's legal anymore to use brim. Back then, you could use brim as bait, you just couldn't have over the limit of brim in your boat. Now, I'm not even sure what the rules and regulation is, but back before herring was in Lake Murray, we didn't use no herring. We used live brim. We'd go with a little pole and worm and catch brim and take them out there for bait, and we had a large time. And I'll bet you can still do that. If it's legal, I ain't even sure it's legal anymore. Everything changes so much in rules and regulations. Let me tell you folks one thing, in particular, if you're going to the beach fishing, you better take you a new rule and regulation book, because it will get you. They got so many limits. And I got this thing in my boat from Wildlife Department. It's the rules and regulations, and it's a rule on it. And all through that thing, it tells you what fishing dates you can catch what, where, in South Carolina, ocean water and fresh water. And you better get you one of them and put it in your boat. And you better get a new one every year, because it changes every year. And don't get caught up in something where they trap you and you don't realize a rule has changed, something you done last year. That don't mean it's the same this year. So you better keep in touch with your lake you fish in or your ocean you fish in, and make sure that you know what you're doing. I hate anybody that get caught doing something they didn't even know they was doing, and they will get you, especially in that salt water. They are bad down there, and if you go shrimping, you best not catch over the limit of shrimp. They will take your truck and boat and everything you own, and hey, I don't agree with it, but that's the way it is. And you got to be up to date if you're going to get on the water with all your rules and regulations, or you will get in trouble. I had in this boat right here, to tell you an example, I had the game warden stop me, and hey, I'll be honest with you, I was worried, because that was back about 4 years ago. The last time I really caught any bunches of crappies in this lake. And I went down there, and I was catching crappies over the same area I caught them crappies this spring. And when I come out, I didn't even count my fish. I thought I was counting them as I was catching them, is what I was doing. But you know, I didn't have no clicker. And as I was coming out, I'm going by a game warden checking the boat. He waved me in. At that point, I had a 48-quart cooler full of crappies, and the limit had changed to 20. But let me tell you, I had a 48-quart cooler of big crappies. I mean, jumbo monsters. All of them was monsters. I got on them suckers and killed them. And the game warden waved me in. I said, oh, Lord, hey, this is it. Because I was scared. I hadn't counted. I did not know how many I had, but hey, you wave me in, you can't run from the game warden. So I pull over there. He pulls up in my boat. He's checking all my stuff. First thing he wanted to write me a warning for was I've got a regular old giant boat, but I put a plyboard bottom in my giant boat, people. And hey, I thought, and I've been checked prior, and nobody ever said nothing that, hey, if you got a gas tank in a boat, that you don't have to have a fire extinguisher. If you got one in the boat that you can throw out, a portable gas tank. Now, if you got one that you got a permanent gas tank in a boat, you got to have a fire extinguisher. I knew that, but I had a regular old 5-gallon gas tank, just like I got right now. And he's looking at this. He said, "I got to write you a ticket." I said, "For what?" He said, "You ain't got a fire extinguisher." I said, "For a giant boat with no permanent gas tank, you put a plyboard bottom in your boat. That entitles you. Now you got to trap space under that. Now you got to put a fire extinguisher in the boat." I said, "You got to be kidding me." I said, "I've been down the coast. This is in the lake here. I've been down the coast, and ain't game warden stopped me, and he never said nothing about that." He said, "I'm telling you." So he wrote me a warning ticket. Thank God. I mean, he could have wrote me a ticket, I guess. I'd almost had to go to court on that one. But hey, but he didn't. He wrote me a warning ticket. He was nice. And he says, "Let me see your life jacket." Well, I had the throw cushion. I had the life jacket. I had everything I thought intact, and he inspected my life jacket. But guess what? I had 2 life jackets, thank God. I had several life jackets. But I handed him one that had about a pinhole in it. It couldn't have been as big as an eraser and a pencil. He said, that ain't no good. I said, do what? He said, that ain't no good. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Nothing wrong with that life jacket. Got a little cut in it. I said, do what? He wrote me a warning for that. I said, wait a minute. I got another life jacket. He said, I don't care. You got one in the boat that's got a cut in it. I said, you have got to be kidding me. I've got more than one life jacket. You're going to write me a warning because I got one in this boat and ain't but one person in this boat with a little cut in his life jacket. And he did. I'm telling you, some of them fellas are something. You got to watch them. And I ain't trying to put down the game department in no way, shape, or form. But some of them are too straightforward. My goodness. Anyhow, he wrote me a warning for that. Luckily, I had another one. He'd have wrote me a ticket. So if you got a life jacket in your boat, I don't care if you buy fishing by yourself. If you got a life jacket that ain't up to snuff, you better get it out of your boat. You can get in trouble. He can write you a ticket. There ain't nothing you can do about it but pay the money. But just a couple instances. But anyhow, then we get to the, hey, we ain't got all of it yet. Then he went to my numbers on my boat. Well, they getting a little old, and right now they getting old. I need to go down there to Walmart and buy me some more numbers. And then he went to the numbers on my motor. Well, hey, they got to be where you can read it, people. They can't be all peeled off. If they peel off and the man pulls you, he can write you a ticket for that. So you got to go to the wildlife department and get you a new sticker for your number on your boat. For a little sticker goes on your motor, is what I'm trying to say. And that costs you extra. So they got you. And then he gets to the fish. Well, my heart's sinking at this point. This man here, he means business. Huh? He done picked me to death, and now he wanted to climb in my boat. It was 3 of them in the boat. I don't know if they was trying to show off between the 3 of them, or maybe they was training somebody and trying to be so strict. I don't know. But it was 3 of them in the boat. And he tried to step over in my boat. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. It's too flimsy for that. Let me give you the ice chest. So I put the ice chest in. He grabbed it, pulled it over in his wildlife department boat. And people, that man went to counting and my heart went to sinking. I knew I had counted the fish, but I wasn't sure if my number was right. But I was worried. I don't mind telling you, the old fisherman figured he was going to have to pay a fine. Be my luck, it'd be 21. Limit was 20. But hey, be my luck, limit be 21. And he's counting. And he's over there talking about how big a crappies I had. And I'm telling you, the whole 48-quart cooler was slam-packed full. They took my net, was throwing them in. I said, well, this is it. There's a fine today. And he's getting to 15, 16, 17. I can't see over in his boat. How many's down in that cooler? And I'm over there shaking my head and praying. I don't mind telling you, I was praying. Well, he got to 19. He said, boy, you was close. I didn't even have the limit. I had 19. Thought I had 20. Actually, I didn't know what I had. But thank the Lord above that I had 19 instead of 20. Oh, that man would have eaten me alive. He was ready to eat me alive. So be careful. Have your ducks in a row. All you people, there ain't no sense in the way some of this stuff goes off, but hey, you don't want to go crazy and do the wrong thing with Mr. Wildlife Department Game Warden. I tell you that. And you better have a good attitude while he's doing it, or you will get yourself in some trouble, people. Hey, the old fisherman knows what he's talking about. So, right now, I try to do the right thing, but I'm going to tell you one other little story, and then I'm going to let you go. Look there, I'm telling stories, the fish are eating it up, and then they quit. But one more story, and I'm going to let you know a true thing that happened to me and a buddy, John Sheely. And Chapin people know John Sheely. Well, me and John Sheely as kids, I used to ride my bicycle down to the lake. We used to meet down there with our bicycle. We used to go. We had a little tiny boat. One of these little, almost like a paddle boat, but it was a little fishing boat. It's kind of like the ones you used to buy. You can buy still. a little two-man boat. It was really a one-man boat. It was a rink-a-dink, but I'm telling you right now, it was a rink-a-dink. It was little. When we got in this boat, we wasn't, I guess, 12 years old. I was thinking 12 years old. Listen, I've been fishing all my life, and I loved it all my life. We was about 12 years old, and we was down in Muddy Branch, and is where we was at. Back, John lives in Muddy Branch, right out from his house, and we had pushed out in that boat. We had a little paddle, but we didn't have but one life jacket, people. John said, I forgot my life jacket. And I had a life jacket. Back then, you didn't have to have a wearable life jacket. You could have just your one, the throw cushion, basically, what you got to have today. You got to have a throw cushion and a life jacket. Remember that. And well, if somebody falls out the boat, you can throw them a throw cushion. But that's law nowadays. This was back in 1960, couple, early 60s. And we was out there catching crabbies back then, man. We take that little boat, a fly rod and a jig, go around the trash, around the docks, and just drop that jig down there and wear them out. We had a ball, man. We had a good lifetime, let me tell you. Hey, we used to fish in the ditches that led to the doggone creek. I mean, the creeks that led to the lake. And we used to fish in the ditches with a little stick and a line and catch horny-head minnows and a little brim and thought we was doing something, bring them home and cook them. But anyhow, get back to my story. Me and John Sheely pushed out. And back then, you know, you didn't see a game warden very often. Very, very seldom did you see a game warden. But we pushed out in that boat and we was out there fishing. And lo and behold, there come a boat. What? Who is that? Well, back then, the old game warden, I guess he felt sorry for us as kids. And he knew we was under the age of having a fishing license. We didn't have to have no fishing license. We was kids. And I guess instead of pulling right up to the boat, he was scared he was going to sink us because listen, it wasn't but about 2 inches of water under the edge of that boat. We was about, if we'd have shook the boat, we'd have probably started taking on water. And that man hollered, let me see life jackets. Held up his life jacket. Oh, Lord, John, we ain't got but one, but mind you, we was in a boat that wasn't 7 foot wide long, and we was sitting on 2 seats. Well, I looked down and quick thinking, you got to think quick, you're in a jam. I looked down at the bottom of the boat, and that old life jacket, it hit me. Real quick now. One side had stripes on it, the other side was solid. And I said, John, we in trouble. We got to pull one on this game warden. I said, I'm a hold up, man. I'm whispering to him. I'm gonna hold up one side, and then I'm gonna lay it back down in the boat and kick it to you. And you hold up there. You go shuffling like you looking for it while I'm holding it up, like you looking for your life jacket. And I hold it up, and then I'm gonna lay it down in the boat, and I'm gonna kick it to you, and you hold up the other side. I said, now I'm gonna hold up the striped side. Well, I held up the striped side. He said, okay, where's the other? I laid down in the boat and kicked it right up to old John. John held up the solid side. And the game warden said, that's good, see y'all later. Hey, you think that wasn't close? But we laid one on the game warden that day. I know you game department is gonna love that story. But hey, we was kids, man. We ain't had no money to be paying no game department. My goodness. We had to ride a bicycle to the lake. We had no money. Thank God he didn't get up any closer. He was 100 yards away hollering this stuff to us. He was scared he was gonna sink us. Nowadays in time, they don't get 100 yards away. They pull up a hole on your boat. You know that. So, have your ducks in a row. I guess the story all goes back to make sure you following all the rules and regulations of the wildlife department before you go fishing. And people, I'm gonna let you go. And we have got a good mess of perch. My goodness. We got 25 perch in there, I think. We got 20 or 20 several, but hey, I'm gonna let you go. The video's getting long. The old fisherman can talk, and when he goes to talking, we don't go to catching no fish. But I'll come back with you with another video, a little story about the game department. Hey, see ya.